We have breaking news. Donald Trump has just officially signed a potentially illegal executive order. What executive order is that exactly? Well, let's just figure that out in today's video and figure out why exactly he signed this executive order. It is unlikely that he has the constitutional authority and nor the willpower to enact this order via the stroke of a pen, and will more than likely be challenged in the court system as well as the Supreme Court. Let's take a look at it. This reporting by NBC. The article is titled, Trump signs executive order requiring proof of citizenship to register to vote in federal elections. Election experts said the sweeping order, which could risk disenfranchising millions, will most likely be met with legal challenges. And the article reads, President Donald Trump on Tuesday signed a sweeping executive order attempting a major overhaul of American elections, requiring people to prove their citizenship when they register to vote. The order, which also includes an array of other changes from mail-in ballot deadlines to election equipment, could risk disenfranchising tens of millions of Americans. Election law experts questioned whether Trump had the authority to make the changes, saying the order is all but certain to be met with legal challenges. The federal law currently requires that voters swear under penalty of perjury that they are citizens and eligible to vote when they register, and courts have prevented states from adding documentary proof of citizenship requirements for voters in federal elections because of such laws. Trump's order directs the Federal Elections Assistance Commission, FEAC, an independent bipartisan commission that supports election officials, to redo its voter registration form and require voters to show U.S. passports or other government ID that shows citizenship to voters, to vote. Roughly a half of Americans had U.S. passports last year, according to the State Department, and a birth certificate is not listed as an acceptable proof of citizenship under the order. Some of the other eligible ID records Trump's executive order suggests, like real IDs and military certification cards, do not always show citizenship either. The order says the actions are designed to prevent non-citizens from voting, though there is no evidence they do in significant numbers in the United States. Voting as a non-citizen is a serious crime that creates a paper trail that must be routinely reviewed by election officials. Trump has long railed against non-citizen voting as part of his unfounded election fraud claims. Election experts said they expected the order to be challenged in court. A lot of this is illegal. Seen Morel Dial, who's the director of the Voting Rights Program at Brennan Center for Justice at NYU School of Law, said, "Presidents are not granted authority over the Election Assistance Commission or elections." Morel Dial and other election experts have said and pointed out in my editorial edition in the hours since the order was signed. The president's got almost no power over federal elections. Justin Levitt, who is a constitutional law scholar at Loyola Law School, said, adding as the senior policy advisor for democracy and voting rights in the last administration, one of the things that was very clear is how little power the president has over federal elections by design. The Constitution gives Congress and the states power to regulate the times, places, and manner of holding elections. Republicans in Congress have introduced a documentary proof of citizenship requirement bill called the SAVE Act. It would allow voters to use their birth certificates to prove their citizenship, though election officials and advocates warn it would still disenfranchise many eligible voters who do not have ready access to these documents. The executive order makes a number of other sweeping changes, including prohibiting certain election equipment that uses QR codes. Those changes would force states to buy and install new election equipment at significant cost. The order also requires that all ballots must be received by Election Day, an attempt to override states that allow mail ballots that are postmarked by election day to be received afterward. It also asked the Department of Government Efficiency and federal agencies to hunt through state voters' rolls in pursuit of ineligible voters, which Levitt said has not been possible for Republicans seeking out voter fraud in the past. Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like that's going to do it for today's legal breaking analysis reporting. If you did enjoy this legal breaking analysis reporting, please do consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And please help me reach the goal of 150 plus subscribers. The reason why I'm saying 150 plus subscribers is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 150 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we reach the goal of 150 subscribers and achieve it. A couple things you guys can do if you want to make sure you never miss a brand new legal breaking update is by 1. Hitting the bell icon that is right next to the subscribe button down below on the right hand side of the screen. Next thing you guys can do is also, if you want to make sure you never miss a brand new legal breaking analysis reporting, is by following me on my social medias that I will have linked down below. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, and Threads. There you guys can be updated instantly on when I've posted a brand new legal breaking analysis reporting. That is going to do it for today's legal breaking reporting. Ladies and gentlemen, be expecting more legal challenges, as this is, like legal experts have said, most likely illegal and unconstitutional for the president to enact this executive order, which will most likely be blocked by the courts and make its way through to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and if they rule that it is unconstitutional and don't rule in favor of Donald Trump, then the executive order challenging the challenge for the executive order will more than likely make its way up to the Supreme Court, where hopefully they will rightfully, legally, and constitutionally rule that it is unconstitutional as well. Ladies and gentlemen, until my next legal breaking reporting, please stay safe, please stay positive, and know that justice will prevail despite on the correct side of the law, despite Donald Trump and his illegal administration's illegal efforts and unconstitutional orders.